It is not the absence of evil in the consciousness that saves. It is the presence of Christ. You may give up all of these things the church says. Oh, you can't smoke, you can't drink, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do the other things. And so you got yourself all purified, and you'll probably have a nervous breakdown. Because they didn't tell you that getting rid of things is not enough. There has to be something put there, and that can only be put there by meditation. Because what has happened is the house is empty. You think you're saved, you think you're born again, you think all of these things, and then all of a sudden you go into this guilt, and you go into this inner turmoil, and you realize something is very, very wrong, but you can never tell them because they'll say you didn't have enough faith. You see, what Jesus is saying is that after the initial giving up of this bad habit and that bad and all this kind of business, there was no activation of the Christ consciousness. The divine mind was still dormant. There was nothing there. Thus the house was empty. Christ wasn't there. Nobody's home. And the empty house is simply your ignorance of the higher consciousness and the right hemisphere of the brain. It's empty. You've never been there. Most of you have never been there. How many of you have ever entered into the right hemisphere of the mind? Most of you have never been there as far as actually entering into that place and seeking that which is the Christ Spirit. Even though the Apostle Paul said, you have the authority to enter the Holy of Holies. Have you ever been there? He says, you have the authority to go. Wouldn't you think that it's the most holy place in the universe? You would want to go there? But nobody in religion has ever told you where it is. Well, the holy place is the middle chamber of the temple. And 1 Kings 6:8 says that was put on the right side of the house. That means it's in the right hemisphere of the brain. That means the only way you can get there is by shutting down the left hemisphere, which is by meditation above thought. When you shut off the thoughts, you shut off the left side, you turn on the right side. You say that's not enough. Well, Jesus Christ said if you want to catch fish, throw your net over to the right side of the boat. It says in Ecclesiastes 10:2, a fool's hand is at his left side, but a wise man's hand is at his right, because it's talking about the right side. So the evil here is emptiness of mind. It's not that darkness has come into your mind, it's that the light has not.